What's your troop number?
264.
All right, I'd like to call the Griffith Town Council meeting to order, and if we can please have the Boy Scouts from troop number 264 come forward and lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilman Marker will now read the names of any officers that have been killed since our last meeting.
Corporal Mohammed Syed of the Melvindale Police Department, Michigan. End of watch Sunday, July 21st, cause of death, gunfire. Senior Corporal Segas R. Jolivet of the Lafayette Police Department, Louisiana. End of watch July 25th, cause of death, gunfire. Correctional Officer Raphael Wordlaw of the Cook County Sheriff's Office, Department of Corrections, Illinois. End of watch Tuesday, July 30th, cause death, gunfire. And finally, Master Deputy Sheriff Bradley Michael Link of the Lake County Sheriff's Office, Florida. End of watch Friday, August 2nd, cause of death, gunfire.
We have an opening prayer, please.
Let's pray. Lord, we ask you to be with us through this meeting. Help everyone to focus on what's best for the community. And let's just be able to remember and respect and just to work together through the things on the agenda. We ask you to be with the families of the fallen officers that were named. Be with them and give them your peace and your grace. We ask all this in your name. Amen.
We have the roll call, please.
Councilmember Jim Marker,
Present.
Councilmember Larry Balla, Council President Rick Rifa,
Present.
Councilmember Melissa Robbins. Present. Councilmember Tony Hobson.
Present.
Each member has received a copy of the July 29th minutes. What's the pleasure of the council?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. Could we have the claims, please?
Claims totaling $1,509,121.81.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. Could we have the announcements, please?
The next town council meeting will be on Tuesday, August 20th at 7 o'clock. There will be a study session at 6:30, and one will follow if necessary. There will be a water board meeting on Tuesday, August 20th, following the town council meeting.
Very good. Communications, Mr. Hobson?
I have those. The first is a notice that we received from the BMV. I am reaching out to provide advance notice of the BMV's intent to hold a public hearing to discuss the proposed closure of the Griffith branch located in Lake County. The hearing is scheduled for 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, August 14th, 2024, during which we will hear and consider the comments of your constituents. It will take place at Griffith Town Hall. The public notice is slated for July 31st release. Again, the hearing is scheduled for here in Town Hall at 6 p.m. on August 14th.
We'll at the end of the meeting.
The
When we get to the public comment period.
Griffith Football is requesting permission to hang 26 banners on Broad Street, August 16th to mid-October. I believe this is where the players and the sponsors, as they've done in years past, I'd like to make a motion to go ahead and allow them to hang those banners.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
The Griffith One Soccer Booster Club is also requesting permission to hang 5 banners on Broad Street, August 16th through mid-October. I believe they're doing this in conjunction with Griffith Football. I'd like to make a motion allowing Griffith One Soccer Booster Club to do the same.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No. Motion carries. All right, that is the end of the announcements. Reports, Public Works,
No report.
Police,
No report.
Fire? All right, this time we'll take public comment on an agenda item. If anybody has a comment or a question on something we're about to vote on, would be the time to bring that up. Yes, sir.
I have a question. Who from the state representing the B and B is gonna be here?
I don't know.
No idea what their titles are? or their-
I don't know. We haven't got to that point yet, so they haven't informed us. Okay. Anybody else on an agenda item? All right, we'll go straight to new business. Mr. Marker, you have the
Yes,
first
sir.
item?
We have a request from Boy Scouts Troop 264 to put banners throughout town at different locations for 2 weeks. I'd like to make a motion allowing them to have the banner for 2 weeks and also give them $500 out of our tourism fund. I make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Ms. Robbins, you have the next item?
You have resolution number 2024-07, the Little Calumet River Basin Development Commission. Whereas the Little Calumet River Basin Development Commission, hereinafter called the Commission, is a public body corporation and a public duly organized, created, and existing under the laws of the state of Indiana. Whereas the commission was created to provide for the creation, development, maintenance, and administration and operation of park creation, marine flood control, and other public work projects, the commission is entitled to enter into certain agreement with other public entities. Consistent with the foregoing statutes, it is the intent of the commission to enter into an interlocal corporation agreement with the town of Griffith to carry out the Wood Street stormwater lift station improvements project to the town of Griffith. Now, therefore, it is resolved that the commission authorizes its chairman, secretary, and/or executive director to execute certain interlocal cooperation agreement between the town of Griffith and the commission, allowing the commission to assist the town of Griffith in carrying out the provisions of the Wood Street stormwater lift station improvement project, which the interlocal corporation agreement is attached hereto, made part of hereof, and is in the following words and figure to wit. I make a motion that we enter the resolution 2024-07.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor of this motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries.
I have the interlocal, which is what Ms. Robbins just alluded to. This is an interlocal cooperation agreement for the purchase of construction services and other services, supplies, and equipment for mutual benefit. This would be between the town of Griffith and the Lake County Redevelopment Commission. I'd like to make a motion authorizing Town President Mr. Rifa to sign the interlocal agreement.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. Next item, Mr. Marker.
This is for the First Amendment to the PCS site agreement. Essentially, this is rental of a cell tower at the 300 West Avenue B in Griffith, Indiana property. To get to the short, at the commencement of this first renewal term, provided in this First Amendment, tenants shall pay landlord $3,290 per month for rent for that cell site. At the end of this term, it'll be increased by 3% going forward. I'll make a motion authorizing Council President Rifa to sign off on this First Amendment to PCS site agreement.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
Please note that I abstain due to my current employment.
The motion carries. Next item, Ms. Robbins.
I have that. It's a right-of-way deed for the project, Avenue H Extension Project. And this is with the Northern Indiana Public Service Company, NIPSCO. Hereby conveys and warrants to the town of Griffith for the sum of $10,000. No, $10, sorry. I'm having a hard time reading and seeing tonight. And other valuable consideration, the receipt of sufficiency of which is hereby acknowledged. The real estate described on Exhibit A and Exhibit B, which is the southwest quarter of Section 2, Township 35, let me see if I can find an actual address of this, because that's not gonna make any sense. sorry, I looked at this earlier and I forgot where it was at. What corners is this?
This is for the Avenue H project, where we cross over various pipelines and NIPSCO utilities.
Thank you, I knew it was somewhere.
So-
420, approximately 421 South Fulton, Griffith, Indiana. And this, I make a motion for President Ripa to sign this.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries.
I have a findings of fact from the BZA. This was an application of Alicia on behalf of Triple Libra Tattoos LLC for a special use exceptions variance in a Zone B3 General Business District. On July 15th, Triple Libra Tattoos appeared before the Board of Public Hearing on a variance use application to operate a tattoo shop at 1065 East Ridge Road, also known as 1105 East Ridge Road, which is located in a B3 General Business District, which requires a use variance. There were no remonstrators, and the board has passed along a favorable recommendation. I would make a motion that we go along with the board's favorable recommendation and grant this approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt the finding of facts. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, no. The motion carries. Mr. Marker, you have the last item on the agenda?
I do, sir. Resolution 2024-5, a resolution of the town of Griffith, Indiana opposing the proposed closure of the Griffith Bureau of Motor Vehicles branch. Whereas the Bureau of Motor Vehicles is proposing the closure of the Griffith BMV branch, and whereas the Griffith BMV branch serves a substantial population from the surrounding areas, including the residents of Griffith and Highland, and whereas the closure of the Griffith BMV branch would pose significant inconveniences to the residents of these communities who rely on the branch for essential services such as driver license renewals, vehicle registrations, and other motor vehicle-related transactions. And whereas the proposed closure of the Griffith BMV branch may also adversely impact the residents of Park West and nearby community consisting of over 1,300 housing units who depend on the proximity of the branch for accessibility and convenience. And whereas the absence of this local BMV branch would compel residents to travel greater distance to complete necessary motor vehicle transactions and obtain state identification, thus creating undue hardship, particularly for those with limited transportation options or mobility issues. And whereas this added travel burden could lead to increased traffic congestion and further strain on neighboring BMV branches, potentially resulting in longer wait times and decreased service efficiency. And whereas maintaining the Griffith BMV branch is crucial for the ensuring equitable access to vital services for all residents within the impacted areas. Now therefore be it resolved by the town of Griffith, Indiana as follows. The town of Griffith officially opposes the proposed closure of the Griffith BMV branch and urges the Bureau of Motor Vehicles to reconsider its decision in the best interest of the local communities. The town of Griffith emphasizes the importance of the Griffith BMV branch in serving the residents of Griffith, Highland, and Park West, as well as the negative implications that will arise from its closure. The town council calls upon local legislators, community leaders, and residents to join in the opposition to the branch closure to ensure continued access to essential BMV services. This resolution should be communicated to the Bureau of Motor Vehicles along with a formal request of the reevaluation of the proposed BMV branch closure. Finally, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon its adopted this 6th day of August 24 by the Council of Griffith, Indiana. I make a motion for resolution 2024-5.
Second.
We have we have a motion and a second. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. So we will be forwarding that to the proper channels to the BMV and some of the local communities as well. So it's not a done deal yet, but certainly any residents that would not like to speak up, I would highly encourage them to contact the BMV For those of the, I'm sure many of us have gone there quite often or often in our days. It's one of those things where, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So this one wasn't broke, and it was really great for a government. I mean, even if it is a government, it's outstanding services there, so it would be a shame to go away from that. All right, anything else from the council? At this time, we'll take public comment. If you have a comment or question, just please state your name. Yes.
I was wondering, two things on this BMV. When they sent the letter that they were closing, did they give you any reason why they want to close it?
No reason why, other than citing a bunch of statistics stating that the usage has decreased at this branch, which I would like to see where the usage has decreased at other branches. Obviously, you know, anybody know the last 5-10 years there's been a big push for all online activity through the, which is not a bad thing, but of course you're going to have some walk-in traffic down. But
Yeah, no, I use it. I
Yeah.
occasionally, yeah.
yes, so.
No, I like it.
And the options, you know, they did give a map of the options which will remain open, and I believe one is in Hammond, East Chicago, Hobart, Cherville, and
Crown Point.
Crown Point, yes. And then,
So they're quite a ways away from
yeah, Griffith, I mean, geographically, yeah, we've got population-wise, we are almost like in the center of everything.
Yeah.
So it's a shame that they would decide to close that one, so.
And then just one other question. When we had some storms a few weeks ago and the lights were out down Broad Street for a while, I noticed near like 45th and Broad, there looks to be an electrical box next to it. Who repairs, fixes the lights when they're out? Is that Griffith or does Nimsico come out?
No, the lights would be, we have a maintenance contract. Those would be owned by the town of Griffith. We have a maintenance contract with Midwestern Electric
Okay.
for the specific lights, yes.
I was just wondering that, you know, like when someone's house goes out, they can put up a temporary generator. Is there, so that the lights work? I mean, the littler streets aren't a problem, but when you get to a big intersection like 45th and Broad, is that possible to hook up like a temporary generator just to keep those running?
It's a possibility. I don't know if they're manufactured to accept
to a
the
temporary-
generator.
Didn't know if that would help, because some of the bigger intersections seem,
Yeah.
people seem to get a little
Yes.
confused.
That's a good idea if it would work, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
okay,
So,
all right. Anybody else have any comments or questions? Yes.
With the B&B, any discussion in those letters or something we could add to our letter about eliminating the emissions testing?
I don't believe that BMV has any jurisdiction over the emission testing. That would be a federal issue, I believe. With the EPA, but unfortunately Griffith, not just Griffith, but Lake County is lumped in, I believe, to the Chicago district. So anything that's going on with the Chicago district regarding EPA emissions and environmental stuff, we're lumped in there. So that's why the rest of I think the rest of the state of Indiana doesn't have emissions. A lot of them don't. And somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the reason why we have them. So I would talk to your U.S. congressman. All right. Yes, sir.
You're aware that some of the licensed branches, BMVs, are closed on Saturdays, and those people come to Griffith, and some branches are closed on Wednesdays,
Okay.
and those people come to Griffith.
Okay.
The BMV has changed drastically over the years, and I know that for a fact, because I was a district supervisor for the BMV for 14 years. My office, since I lived in Griffith, was at the Griffith License Branch, which changed from that mall across the street and so on. Everything has changed across this whole Lincoln Porter County area with the BMV. The people that are in charge, let's just say, are considerably different and less lacking of knowledge than they did when I was there.
Okay.
You know, I took care of 14 license branches all over the place. I was a drive supervisor, and I knew all these managers. These people really worked very hard. I've been retired for 16 years, and things have changed a lot. I still get calls sporadically from people asking sometimes, what do you suggest I do? And I don't get involved in that anymore, since I'm not involved in
Okay.
that. But I just tell them, this is what I would do, I'm not gonna tell you what to do.
Okay.
There's a lot of problems with the BMV. And it's, unfortunately, now it's coming to Griffith. And we have to fight that. Griffith, like you said, is a central location for all over people come here. You can't believe the number of people coming in, and I know that for a fact. I still have knowledge of that.
Okay.
So I really hope that people turn out to have these, talk to these people. That's why I said, who is coming from the state that's representing the people, and you don't know.
I don't believe they informed us who was actually going to be holding a hearing yet.
Sir, just for the notes, what's your name?
John,
John.
I remember when the DMV used to be on Main Street over here,
right over here,
back where Andy's Florist is, I believe, right?
right over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, a long time ago, long time ago.
All right. Any other comments or questions? All right, yes.
I want to say thank you, and as a new business owner across the street from the BMV, I also oppose closing the Griffith BMV. I use
Okay.
it all the time, and I'm from Highland, so.
Oh, great. Okay. All right. What's your business? We'll give it a plug.
Believer
I
tattoo.
figured.
Okay.
Come get a tattoo.
Okay.
Tattoo your driver's license on you.
Anybody else have any comments or questions? All right, the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you for your service.